Hello everyone, and happy 2019. Drinking a little bit too early, but either way, it's a day or so early. And a Merry Christmas to all you guys as well. This is one of those stereotypical end of the year videos I wanted to make, which is looking back on 2018 and also looking forward to 2019 and what may be happening with this channel in the next year, well, in the new year basically, and what I can learn from 2018 going forward into the new year. First off, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has watched this channel or subscribed to it or just supported it in any way by sharing the videos or liking the videos or commenting on it, anything like that. The last few months especially have been the best kind of growth, I guess, for this channel than from when I first started it about 2 years ago. And I know that's a lot to do with the docs that I decided to create after much thinking about what the hell I was going to do, and I finally clicked what I actually had to do. And if you don't know, basically a couple of months back I made a video stating that I was gone for a while because I took so many breaks for the time I've been on YouTube doing this, Untitled Gaming, doing this channel. It was approaching 2 years, and I was just doing a lot of different stuff, and I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. I know I wanted to do video games, obviously, that was the whole premise of it, but I didn't know, I guess, what kind of style I wanted to do or what kind of approach I wanted to do towards doing videos on video games. And I decided, after a couple of months ago, I made a video and said, right, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to do this stuff. And we're going to see how it works. And the video I made after that was the Red Dead documentary, which everyone really liked. So 2018 was good. The ending part of 2018 was very good. There's still a lot more to do, and it's still very early in its kind of new life cycle that I want to bring to this channel. So there's many more things I want to do, and many more things that are coming, and I will talk about that now. The two documentaries that have been made so far, the Red Dead Redemption documentary and the Bioshock documentary. I know you're waiting for part 2 of the Bioshock documentary. It's coming out in the next few days, I promise you that. There's things I've learned from making these two documentaries. They're not perfect. I know people like them, which is great, but they could be improved drastically. And, you know, making the first two docs have been a good learning experience. And, you know, everything I'm going to make is, I'm going to try and make it as best I can every time I release a documentary. But what I've learned from making these two is a couple of things. The first thing is release dates. With both the Bioshock doc and the Red Dead doc, I ran into issues. And when I released trailers for both of them, I had a set release date. Now, when I released those trailers and put a set release date on both of them, the documentaries weren't finished, but they were nearing completion. And I ran into issues for both. The Red Dead doc, I ran into YouTube-related issues to do with images and video and claims like that. Just, you know, I had to re-edit the whole thing. And the Bioshock one, 2 issues, same thing, but I also ran into just timing issues and trying to get everything done, which is why it ended up being a 2-part series. So I've come up with this thing in 2019, which I think will benefit me and it will benefit a lot of people. I'm not going to release a trailer until the actual documentary is done, until it's 100% done. It's uploaded to YouTube and it's just sitting there waiting to be released. I think that will just benefit me, and it will stop me making mistakes from saying this is when the documentary is going to be out and then it never gets released. Also, my original intention was to create a documentary once every month, so you get 12 documentaries every single year. You know, using that month to write edits, film everything, do everything to make that documentary. And what I found out is that it takes a long time, and my time constraints are very limited due to having a full-time job as well as doing this as well. So what I'm going to do from now on as well, going into 2019, is the documentaries are going to be around the every 2 months mark. That way that should give me enough time to get everything ready, edit it, film it. You know, if I give myself a 2-month time limit or anything like that. I'm not going to say that I'm going to release everything at the end of every month, every 2 months. You know, some docs could come shorter, some docs could come sooner, and some docs may take the full 2 months to come out. But I'm going to give myself that kind of 2-month time limit to create them, which will probably help because it will stop me from rushing the docs out and then therefore making them come out in a poorer quality because I'm rushing to get them out for deadlines and stuff like that. So within every 2 months of each release, there will be a new documentary, or you should see a trailer pop up, most likely, for a documentary coming out in the new year. So look out for that. The problem with doing a channel this size from its early birth, let's put it that way, is that it's very hard to go out and film documentaries, especially when you live in England and the majority of stuff you're talking about is probably in America, most likely. So it's a little bit difficult. But what I've done in the last few months, and I've been basically contacting various local to my area. I mean, they're not super local, but I can drive them, let's put it that way. And I've contacted game studios for potential me coming down to their studio, potentially me filming them, and potentially getting interviews out of them so I can have the whole documentary as my own kind of footage that I have shot and edited, everything, all that kind of stuff. I will have more news about that in 2019, of course. I've contacted a bunch of them. Some have not come back. Some have come back and then I've replied and then they just ignored me. And maybe 1 or 2 have decided, yeah, okay, we'll do it, definitely, yeah. So I think 2019 in terms of doing stuff 100% original, I'm going to push out to try and do. And I would like to do something. I would absolutely love to just film all the documentaries that I make. I 100% just love it. But I understand there are location issues, there are money issues for me. I can't just fly over to America. I don't have the money, unfortunately. And it's also to do with the studios themselves. Do they have an actual benefit from me coming over, taking time out of their work? Is there an actual benefit for them as well? So going to a large studio is not going to work. So in terms of original footage and everything, all those kind of documentaries, it's going to be tailored more towards the indie titles, I would imagine, going in 2019. That's not to say I'll just be covering indie titles and I'm just going to shoot original footage for every single documentary. No, there will be the normal documentaries, and then now and again, hopefully, I will come and present you with something that's completely new and unique and shot by myself and everything. And yeah, that's the way it's going to be. But in the future, in regards to footage that is used from a different source, I will 100% be more transparent with that going into the new year. I have tons of ideas. I write them down all the time on a Google Docs spreadsheet, and I decide every few months, I'm going to do that one, or that one sounds good, maybe I'll look into that one. There's one in particular, or there's 1 or 2 in particular that I kind of like to coin the term experimental docs, where it's still about games, it's nothing to do with anything else, but it's a different kind of approach to doing documentaries, or different kind of subjects I don't think anyone else has done before, really. Especially one of them it's a large commitment, but I think it became very, very interesting. But it would take months, and I'm talking about like 6 months, or maybe even 7, maybe longer, to complete it. So you may see that somewhere down in the second half of the year if I decide to do it. But generally, I want to make stuff that's exciting. I want to make stuff that's going to be interesting to you guys. Stuff that you will look at the trailer and go, I never knew about that. That sounds interesting, or something that's about a game or topic in the gaming industry that you do know about and you love, and you want to check it out yourself, or you want to check out the actual documentary about it and how it was made and everything. Tons of ideas for 2019. I am going to have a long think about it in January, which I will get to in January, what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, it's a very exciting year. I'm very, very excited about 2019. I did a video series, or started out a video series called Side Quest, which is talking about more or less various games topics, more likely focused on the now, what's happening right now in games, and make them into like smaller videos than documentaries. And I talked about the Fallout 76 and Fallout New Vegas mods that were keeping like Fallout single player games alive in a way. And I want to continue these kind of series of videos down the line. I think, as I said, when I released that side quest video, which is what I called the video series, that I wanted to bridge the gap in between each documentary. So once the documentary comes out, there'll be a side quest video in between the next documentary coming out. So at least there's something there. There's not like a 2-month gap and nothing is happening on the channel. I still want to have something in the middle, in between them. And I've enjoyed making them. I've enjoyed making the Fallout Lore podcast, and then I made the Guns Don't Kill People video games dude, which was talking about video game violence, and does it affect people, and does it not? And I've really enjoyed making both of them, but I do want to make more. That's the thing. I've kind of been so concentrating on the video side that I forgot about the podcast a little bit, but I do want to create as many podcasts as I can as well. I do have amazingly, I have a new episode coming out in the new year, and in my humble opinion, and I'm not just trying to self-promote or anything like that, I think it's the best one that's been made. It's very, very personal to me, and it's also just a really cool story. And I won't give too much detail, but I like that kind of style and what I did in this new podcast. And I got other people involved as well in the podcast, not just me talking. It's other people that I interviewed and talked to, and talked about a particular thing and moment in time in all our lives. I don't want to give it away too much, but look out for it. But I really enjoyed that, and I think that kind of style and that kind of way of talking to people and then put it into a podcast form is it's much easier than going and filming a documentary. So I feel like I can do that in the future. I can get onto Skype calls with people and talk about things. It's much harder to do like face-to-face stuff than it is to do like audio calling. So I have a lot of ideas again for the podcast, and I'm looking forward to doing them, but do check out the new podcast episode. It's coming in the new year. So in early January, I'm going on an actual week-long holiday in the sun in January. It's fantastic. With my girlfriend, and it's the first proper holiday, like a weekend, a whole week kind of thing, I've taken in about 4 or 5 years. It's not a good thing to do. It's kind of I really feel like it's a much needed one, because my brain has been fried with many different things, whether it was, if you've been around when I was moving house, when I was trying to get this channel up and running, at the same time I'm trying to juggle my job and everything. It's just it's been a mental 2018, let's put it that way. It's just been a mad 2018, very, very busy, and I decided, screw it, in January I'm going to take a week off, not speak to anyone here in the UK, and just go away to an island for a week in the sun, and forget about video editing and all that kind of stuff for a week. Just reset the brain a little bit, because it's definitely, I feel like it's much needed at this point. So the majority of January, it's going to be quiet. There will be videos released. There will be the second part of the Bioshock doc coming out, and there will be the new podcast coming out. So there'll still be stuff coming out, so don't worry about that. But what I'm going to be doing for the majority of January is housekeeping the channel. So there's a couple of things, as well as thinking about new ideas for the new year, and most of them I've come up with, and I'm writing them as we speak. There's still things I need to do in terms of just other kind of minor things. Some of them are major. Actually, one of them is quite major, but mostly the housekeeping stuff of the channel I need to address in January. So the main one that came up for me, and it probably won't make it that much of a difference to you guys, is a name change. The reason I say this is because it wasn't really a problem like 6 months ago, I would say, but within the last 6 months there's been another channel, let's just say, that's called Total Gaming, that has kind of skyrocketed in subscribers and views, just way beyond anything I could get at this point. And they make mobile PUBG videos or something. I don't really know. I just saw it one day when I was looking up and I was like, oh, okay, that's not my channel. What's happened here? So it kind of bothered me because every time you type in Total Gaming, it usually was my channel and videos and all that kind of stuff. And now it's a bunch of PUBG mobile stuff. That's, yeah, and it kind of got to me a little bit. I may not do this, but I'm considering doing a little bit of a name change, not calling it Total Gaming anymore, probably. And besides, Total Gaming is a very, I don't know, it's not very hugely unique, let's put it that way. I wanted to make something that was very distinct and unique, and when I came up with that name, it was just me coming up with a YouTube channel name and stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do with the name yet. I may not change it at all. I may change it to something like TG or something like that. I don't know. It's just something to be aware of in case one day you see that you go back to this channel and it's like the name's changed and everything has changed about it, and it's like, oh my god, what the hell. The content is still going to be the same, don't worry about that. But the future content is going to be the documentaries and all that kind of stuff. But I may consider doing a name change for the new year. I don't know yet, but I'm going to think about it while I'm on holiday, and I will let you know on the various social media accounts what I'm going to do. I'm very excited for the future. That's the main thing I want to take from these videos, and I have a lot of ideas, and I hope you guys really, really enjoy them when they come out. So thank you so much for your support this year. It's been really, really cool. Nearly at 500 subscribers, which was not in sight at all a couple of months ago. And I'm really excited about the future. So enjoy the new year. Thank you very much for watching Total Gaming, and I shall see you in 2019. Bye bye.